Assalamualaikum Bu Meti, tes suara.
Waalaikumsalam. Terdengar, Bu? Suara saya
Oke,
bisa
ya
didengar?
jelas. Pak
Oke.
Agung, halo
Yes,
Pak
ma'am.
Agung.
Hello, ma'am.
Halo,
Loud. Hi,
oke,
hi. Check, ma'am. Okay. Can you hear me?
clear.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Saya mau coba tes screen sharing dulu ya.
Oke Mbak,
Oke, sepertinya saya harus keluar dulu terus nanti masuk lagi.
Cek, kok nggak ada suara ya?
Terdengar, Pak?
Oh, ya. Oke.
Boleh dimulai kayaknya.
masih 2 menit lagi Bu.
Siap. Selamat malam Pak Jos.
Selamat malam Bu Ari. Ngaku HP. Suara saya lancar, Bu?
Kedengeran? Bagus.
Iya.
Pak Joko
Syukurlah.
sudah siap? Pak Joko? Mas Joko.
Ya, Bu.
Monggo, Pak Jos sudah rawuh.
Oh, oke. Nanti berarti ada sambutan dari Pak Jos ya?
Oke.
Bentar, Bu. Cari posisi dulu, Bu. Oke, kita mulai aja, Bu Ari. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Pada malam hari ini kita bisa ketemu lagi di acara TOT Jabar. Dan sampai saat ini ada 33 peserta yang bergabung. Dan sebelumnya saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Bapak Ibu semua yang telah hadir. Di sini juga ada Pak Jos yang telah menyempatkan hadir. Selamat malam Pak Jos. Ya.
Selamat
Baik,
malam Pak
Bapak Ibu.
Joko.
Ya, sehat Pak Jos. Ya, oke.
Alhamdulillah sehat Pak. Sedikit flu.
Sip. Baik Bapak Ibu, sebelum kita mulai kegiatan TOT Jabar ini, nanti kita akan berdoa sejenak. Tetapi sebelum berdoa, saya ada sedikit pengantar bahwa pada saat ini pemerintah sedang gencar-gencarnya mengadakan perubahan dalam pembelajaran di Indonesia melalui program sekolah penggerak. Kemudian ada lagi yaitu IKM, Implementasi Kurikulum Merdeka. Kebetulan saya di Kabupaten Majalengka termasuk PMO di dalamnya. Ada hal yang menarik yang bisa ceritakan Bapak, walaupun hanya sebentar ya. Ada sebuah platform yaitu platform Merdeka Mengajar ya. Sebenarnya sudah dirancang cukup bagus, tinggal kita mengikuti, guru-guru itu mengikuti. Tapi ternyata setelah diimplementasikan, banyak di antara guru-guru kita itu yang tidak bisa mengikuti. Tidak bisa mengikuti ini dalam arti mereka apakah malas, ya, apakah tidak bisa. Tetapi setelah ditelusuri memang kebanyakan menunggu instruksi. Ya. Jadi semangat untuk belajar mandiri itu rendah. Jadi pada kesempatan kali ini saya apresiasi yang sebesar-besarnya kepada Bapak Ibu yang telah bergabung di TOT Jabar, di mana memiliki motivasi yang tinggi untuk meningkatkan kompetensi. Ini Bapak Ibu termasuk orang-orang yang hebat. Baik, mari kita berdoa sejenak agar kegiatan pada malam hari ini dapat berjalan dengan lancar. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma shalli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma ighfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat al-ahya'i minhum wal amwat innaka ala kulli syai'in qadir. Rabbi ighfirli wa li walidayya warhamhuma kama rabbayani shaghira. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqna fahma wa bil Islam dina. Ya Allah ya Rabbi, berikanlah kami kemudahan dalam belajar. Ya Allah ya Rabbi, berikanlah kami semangat di dalam menuntut ilmu. Ya Allah ya Rabbi, berikanlah kami sebuah pemahaman yang lurus, yang benar terhadap pendidikan ini, sehingga dapat meningkatkan kompetensi yang ada pada diri kita masing-masing. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Demikian tadi pembuka dari saya, dan selanjutnya Pak Jos memberikan sambutan. Silakan Pak Jos.
Terima kasih Pak Joko. Salam sehat selalu untuk Pak Joko dan teman-teman dari TOT Jabar yang pada malam hari ini belajar bersama ya, kira ya, untuk meningkatkan skillnya. Dan saya ucapkan salam juga untuk Bu Meti, Baku speaker, dan Bapak Agung Darlianto. Bu Meti ini speaker kalau nggak salah dulu pernah jadi moderator di acaranya PTIC ya, Pak.
Yes, you're right, Pak.
Okay. Dan very interesting in here, the presented in English. Wow. Okay. Very amazing. Okay. Berbicara mengenai building your personal learning network, sedikit menyinggung saja. Jadi saya pernah mendengar sebuah cerita dari teman saya itu yang bertanya kepada saya, sebetulnya apa sih yang dinamakan network tersebut ya, dalam artian bukan network jaringan komputer atau TKJ seperti itu ya, teknik komputer jaringan ya. Tapi network yang kita dalam kehidupan sehari-hari itu mempunyai hubungan dengan seseorang yang lain atau bagaimana. Dan menariknya, kalau kita searching ya, mungkin di Google ya, atau di definisi mengenai network tersebut, itu definisinya adalah pertukaran sebuah informasi dari satu orang atau ini ke orang yang lain, di mana orang lain tersebut memberikan informasi pada orang tersebut, dan terjadilah itu yang dinamakan network. Nah, tetapi sebetulnya yang kita mungkin akan belajar sama-sama itu lebih ke arah network yang secara profesional, atau network yang bisa dikatakan memberi nilai atau value kepada kita yang ada di dalamnya. Jadi sebuah network tentunya akan terjalin dengan baik ketika orang yang ada di dalam network tersebut merasa bahwa jaringan tersebut memberikan value untuk perkembangan karir profesional orang tersebut. Misalkan kita seorang pendidik, kita join di IGI Jabar, ya, dengan ada Pak Joko yang lama, ada Bu Ari juga. Sebetulnya kita mendapatkan value atau mendapatkan nilai manfaat. Kita yang biasanya mungkin belajar hanya seorang diri, mungkin kita bisa belajar bersama di sini, dan kita merasakan hal tersebut. Sama halnya juga ketika kita ingin mencari sebuah network, kita juga dihadapkan pada pilihan di mana apakah network tersebut akan memberikan value bagi kita. Nah, sebagai contoh lagi, misalkan ada komunitas yang lain, misalkan komunitas bermain sepeda, komunitas bersepeda, komunitas memakai baju batik, atau apa yang lain. Nah, di mana kita ketika mengikuti tersebut, value apa yang mau kita dapatkan dengan mengikuti membuat network tersebut. Apakah kita akan mendapatkan value dari network tersebut atau tidak. Jika tidak tepat pada sasarannya, maka apa yang kita lakukan dan kita join di network tersebut itu tidak akan membangun kapasitas diri kita, soft skill, hard skill kita. Dan inilah yang dinamakan sesuatu yang bersifat profesional, baik di dalam perkembangan karir kita atau dalam hubungan dengan berbisnis kita pun, kita perlu untuk mempunyai network yang mendukung dengan apa yang sedang kita lakukan. Sebagai contoh sederhana, semisal kita bergabung atau kita join di komunitas misalkan memakai baju batik, nah kebaya, atau pencinta batik, nah, maka dari situ apa bisa meningkatkan kemampuan diri kita dalam mengajar misalkan. Oh ternyata hubungannya terlalu jauh. Nah, misalkan hanya sepersekian dari pencinta batik tersebut yang bisa mengajar. Maka ini di situ kita tidak mendapatkan value atau manfaat yang sesuai dengan profesionalisme kita. Nah inilah yang kita dalam perkembangan karir dan posisi kita sebagai pendidik-pendidik yang selalu tanpa henti meningkatkan kemampuan kita baik hard skill, soft skill, belajar tanpa belajar sepanjang hayat ya, maka kita harus bisa untuk memilih-milih network yang memang akan memberi manfaat, value dan mendukung perkembangan dari karir kita. Itu pun kalau kita mau. Kalau kita tidak mau, maka kita juga tidak akan mendapatkannya. Tentunya kita harus ada join dengan network tertentu kalau memang kita ingin mengalami pertumbuhan dalam peningkatan kompetensi kita. Terima kasih, mungkin itu sedikit sambutan saya yang agak-agak susah mungkin atau mudah untuk dimengerti. Yang jelas saya juga merasakan join dengan Igi dan ketemu dengan Bu Ari, ketemu dengan Pak Joko, ketemu dengan Bu Mati, ya, dan banyak teman itu sangat mendukung saya dan memotivasi saya untuk saya selalu berusaha untuk memaju diri lebih baik, berusaha untuk selalu belajar terus-menerus dan mengembangkan segala kekurangan yang saya punya bisa menjadi keunggulan. Terima kasih, selamat malam, sukses selalu untuk Igi Jabar. Kota Bogor dan
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jos, for your advice.
Sama Pak Joko.
Yes. For the next event, please, Mr. Agung as moderator to lead this event. Silakan, Mr. Agung.
Thank you very much. Terima kasih Pak Joko. Good evening, everyone. My fellow educators, how are you? I hope everyone is absolutely fine in this absolutely great evening. I thank you all for coming here, and I thank you all for your participation. And it's been a great honor to have all of the great people inside of this webinar, and I believe all other great people are also watching this one on YouTube, right? So everyone, we do have here Miss Meti as our main speaker today. Well, as a start, let us have a little bit of introductions about who Miss Meti is actually is. Miss Meti Kurnia Sabarini, Sarjana Teknik, Masters of Science. She's actually working at the SMK and SMK Bogor, and she's also the Honorary Council of IGI Kota Bogor, and she's also the holder of the certifications of Google Certified Educator Level 1 and Level 2, and also the Google for Education Certified Trainer. And for her daily activities, she's actually the technology teacher at SMK and SMK Bogor, and she's also coach on Jabar Teacher Chatter. And she's also the awardee, okay, of the Ministry of Cominfo for Digital Talent Scholarship. And everyone, the materials that she's going to present today, it's actually about how to build our professional learning network. As we know, everyone, we're talking about the network, we're talking about how to build our own web, okay, our own web of network. Okay, how do we provide everything in surrounding us, and how do we maintain that one? That's actually the things that we're going to focus on today. Now, Miss Meti, okay, you're going. It's absolutely great to see you again, ma'am. It's been quite a long time, and absolutely fine to meet you again here. So,
Always
ladies and
great to see you, Pak.
thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that one. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, okay, my fellow educators here, I'm going to be your moderator. Okay, and after Miss Mati is actually giving her materials, I'm giving you time later on to have a discussions, to ask some questions later on, and I will deliver that one to Miss Mati so that we can actually put that one in order, so no one is actually not going to be answered for the questions. Okay, so during the materials, okay, during Miss Mati speakings, okay, I'm absolutely asking everyone, if there's any questions, you just write down everything on the chat, and I will later on list down everything, and we're going to discuss and ask Miss Mati related to the materials. Thank you very much, everyone. Miss Mati, the time is yours, man.
Okay, thank you everyone, and welcome to this episode of Jabar Teacher Chatter. Of TOT Jabar. Today we're going to talk about building our network. As we know, teachers are constantly required to upgrade themselves, and the world is always changing. So if we don't upgrade them ourselves, how can we prepare our students for their future? So how do we build our professional learning network? Okay, I'll share my screen first. Okay, I hope everyone can see it. Okay, I will skip this one because Mr. Agung already introduced myself, and the agenda for today, we're going to talk about what is PLN. And then the next step is, how do we start? How do we make connections? The third one, if we already make the connections, and then how do we nurture it and build? So, like Mr. Josh already said earlier, the connections that we have, the network that we have, will give us added value as a person, right? As an individual, and also career-wise. And last but not least, making time growing your network. So here we go. What is a PLN? Does anybody want to give their opinion? I think we can have a discussion here, and who would like to speak their mind?
Everyone, please raise up. Okay, please raise your hand. Should there be any answer to this one? Or if you are, let's say, shy enough, you can actually go into the chat, right, ma'am?
Okay. Is there anything in the chat room?
Not up to now, ma'am. I guess everyone is just too shy for this one, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Let's go on then. There are some quotes that I put here, and these quotes are actually from teachers about the professional learning network. One is one teacher said, a community that you build and is customized to what you want or need to learn. As we know, each teacher have their own unique passion, have their own unique needs. And if we're told to be doing a training, but we actually already know about it, what's the point of going to that training? So here in this network, we actually customize what we want to learn. So we go ahead and seek other individuals that have the same passion as we do or the same need. Of course, a math teacher and a chemistry teacher will have different needs, right? And that's why a PLN is very unique. Another saying is that a PLN is a group of educators who learn, share, and grow together. And this is absolutely what I feel, because by being connected to other educators, not just in the scope of our school, right? A broader network of educators, we also see what others are doing outside of our circle. And that can be amazing. The ideas that we cultivate by joining or like gathering with other educators. Well, I'm sure everyone here actually have their own PLN already and know what it is like to have those PLN and to nurture it. And another teacher said, it's a place where ideas is shared, exchanged, talked about, and transformed. This is what I feel. Some of what I do at school to my students actually comes from the ideas that I got from the people or the network around me. And by making those ideas or transforming those ideas into practice actually makes me, what I feel is a better person and a better educator than when I was not able to tap into those ideas. And what I really like is that if I have a question, that PLN would be the first room to ask, and then I would get answers. But then when other people also ask, I could also give what experience that I have, and these build meaningful relationships. Sometimes these meaningful relationships, or not sometimes, a lot of the times, these meaningful relationships happen actually virtually. In this room, right, I have never actually met Ibu Ari in person. I have never actually met Pak Agung in person, but you know, their spirit, their experience, what they have achieved, it's something that inspires me. And it's something that I value and don't want to let go. So I think that's what's very special about a PLN. So why build a PLN? What is the biggest benefit of having a professional learning network? Well, one thing is that you are in charge of your own professional development, right? In your PLN, you can find someone who will help you. And that actually is, there's always someone that can help you. And if you have an interest, you can dig deeper into it and turn it into a reality. So it's not just an idea, or it's not just that you have this problem and you're stuck, but using your network, using your PLN, you are able to transform that into reality. And another thing is that you can explore your own interests, your own needs and passions. You have access to a lot of educators, and these teachers have different work experience, different perspectives. They also have different skills. And these skills or tools is what can spark new ideas. From those ideas, we can provide a different way of working, a different way of thinking, and sometimes in a problem, a different view of what your problem is. You see, this problem is very huge, but actually when you look into another perspective, something that is probably a burden is actually a challenge that will make you grow. And a PLN is something that you can connect to when it suits you. So you don't have to be connected 24. You can connect anytime that is appropriate for you. That being said, if you wanted to be synchronized, to be in that state of moment, like now, we're synchronized now. We're talking together and listening to one another at the same time. But if this is not something that's working, or if you have other things right this moment, you can also see the recording afterwards, and that's asynchronous, right? And so you have the synchronous way of connecting with your fellow educators and the asynchronous way. Anytime. The platform can be like a webinar, or it could be a place like the platform that Pak Joko already mentioned. Something like, I know one platform, Guru Berbagi, that is also a platform that is created by the Ministry of Education. And it is a place where we can really share our ideas being put, and we can also look for ideas from other educators. Also, we have for a long time being connected to YouTube to find lesson materials, or right now we have Instagram. Twitter is a great place for educators to find conversations using hashtags, right? If you know a hashtag in the education world, like EdChat or connected educators, you can find a lot of conversations there. The ideas you see, you brainstorm, and then you fine tune your ideas and bring them to practice, right? Students need globally connected teachers. Well, this is something that I personally have done, is that when you see a global project, jump in. I remember one time I did this, and the effect on my student was phenomenal, was because at that time we were involved in a project about traditional houses. So the students must talk about the traditional houses in each of the country. Because we're from Indonesia, then they have to be able to write something that is not in their native language, which actually for one of my students, I found out 10 years later, that particular project made her commit that she wants to study as hard as possible so she could be a global citizen. So she could go abroad and be part of not just locally, but globally. And she did it. Now she is outside doing her master's degree. One of the she told me in one of her Instagram posts that that particular project made her have the commitment to be successful in her study, and she doesn't want to be bound to something that is just easy, but she wants to take it into another level of challenge. Learn and connect in a way you enjoy. Don't forget that when we share, we actually learn more. When we connect, we actually have more meaning in our lives. When we help people and see the joy in their faces when they were able to go through their challenge, and that is something remarkable, right? And I think that is something that we should all strive for. Being able to see other people succeed. So, making the connections. How do we make the connections? Well, there are a lot of ways that we can connect, and being in our society right now, we have plenty of places where we can, during the year 2000s, maybe you've heard of Yahoo groups and Google groups, and what is it? I forgot the other one. And those are emails. During those times, we communicate, build our network through emails. Well, today that is actually we have still email newsletters, but I think the world have moved on. So in the year 2005, we have blogs where teachers put their experience, put their reflection, put their stories on how they teach in their blogs. Coming closer to the year now, we also have social media. Now we have LinkedIn, we have Instagram. It's so easy to collect ideas with Pinterest, and so easy to have a discussion in Facebook, easier in Facebook than it is in emails now. And we also have communities, both online and offline. We have IGI. I remember the first time I joined Ikatan Guru Indonesia, it's like, oh my God, I have all this new access to information that I didn't have before. And I think being able to access information is actually what the start of making us want to move forward, and being able to see other people doing things that are fun but also meaningful. those are the things that it's like a virus, a positive virus, where when the virus is contagious, the end result would be our students. So don't forget to connect with other educators, and don't forget to share what you also have. It could be in a myriad of ways. You can go to YouTube and share your lesson plans, or you can go to Komunitas Guru Mengajar and IGI. Well, the list goes on. Okay, how do you start? Now, how do you start? How do you start building and creating your learning network, your professional learning network? You can go first. It's always good to look around. Sometimes people are, what do you call it? Brave, or have the attitude of going into discussions and straight away. But it is also okay if you just go and look at what other people are doing. And then after you feel that you have the sense of it, then you start commenting to others, and then you start participating. And what is the end result, or not the end result, what is expected is the next level, where you share. You not only take in what others have post, but you also share in your own post. And that could be through Instagram, or that could be through YouTube videos. It could be about how you manage your class, or it could be how your experience in dealing with a student that is have trouble, or dealing with a class that is quiet, and you want to make them be more active. Anything that you experience is actually have a certain amount of value for other educators. Okay, that is through social media, and also participate in teacher communities. And I know everyone here already is participating in a teacher community, and that's why we're here today in TOT Jabar. Okay, as I said earlier, participating in learning communities can be synchronous, and that is in the moment, right? This can be something personally maintained, like family, or community that is close to you, like your school, like the educators within your school, or also through webinar with distant professional colleagues, right? Also with through webinar, through conference, through chats, from distant and also local professional colleagues. And through asynchronous, you can do this like through Twitter. That is asynchronous. You don't have to be online all the time. And like in the morning, you can try to tweet if you have a problem or want to ask something, and then check the responses later in the day after when it's your recess at your school. So it doesn't have to happen in the moment. And you also have chats in group. Yeah, like we have so many WhatsApp group. Some of them are actually about, we have WhatsApp group in our professional learning communities. And also we can take part, put our thoughts and our reflections in blogs and things like that. So that is the synchronous and asynchronous. And what is meant by the aggregator is that all the search, all the things that is on the internet, that is being feed to us and making when we can take it and use it for our students, for our career, and that is what's what do you call it? That is actually the essence of participating in learning communities, having all those information and going through them, sharing, also collecting what we need, and making it part of growing in our professional development. Actually, growing your network takes time, and you really have to cultivate it. But when we're in it, there's always, in the first time, there's always that fear of missing out. What everybody is doing, and we strive to do it, that is good. But we have times where we have to actually prioritize, because everyone here is not just taking part in one profile. Like, you are a teacher, but then you're also a mother, or you're also a community member. And sometimes we can't do everything at once. So it's okay to slow down. It's okay to focus, and actually being able to personalize it and focus to what you need is better than trying to do everything, but then the result would not be seen significant. So what I think is important is that we need connections. We need to learn to focus and put our energy into something that is meaningful. And we also have to do it together. There's a saying that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, then we go together. It's from an African proverb. And it's a saying that being part of a community, we can go very far. But if we focus on just ourselves, we actually can go fast, but then it's lonesome. It's not doing it together. Okay, and now who wants to talk about their professional learning network? I think it's time that we have a discussion, Mr. Agung.
Copy that, ma'am. Thank you very much. Okay, so everyone, I could see that everyone is just so shy. Okay, so I'm actually inviting all of the questions or any sharing. Okay, any sharing would be just fine. You can actually direct that one using the post. Okay, or in this chain, in this chat, or you can directly speak to that one. Okay, you can raise your hand and then speak directly to the during the seminar, during this webinar. It's absolutely fine. You can ask questions, or you can actually share your experience, how you build your own network, how you build your professional network. It's absolutely fine. We're absolutely here to listen. We're absolutely here to learn from all of us here. Come on, everyone. Okay. Please, any sharing, everyone? While we're waiting, okay, Miss Matty, okay, I would like to summarize few things that you have actually informed them, okay, during your materials. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, there are a few things that I can actually summarize from what Miss Matty's materials. The first one is actually about how we define this kind of professional learning network. Okay, it's actually a room to ask questions, answer requests, build meaningful relationship with other educators, or it's also a place where ideas can be shared, exchanged, talked about, and transformed. We can also define that one as a community where we build our customized things to what we want or what we need to learn. There are several reasons, but few things that interest me here is actually the first one is because we're in charge of our personal and professional development. So we are in charge, and we are actually the ones who should be responsible for improving that one. The next one, we can explore interests, needs, and also our passions. And the next one, having your professional learning networks is also going to be your means of brainstorming and also fine-tuning our ideas. And also, we would be able to stay current on our research and also our best practices. And I believe that everyone here has already got your own professional network or from any social media or anything, right? Okay, once again, I'm inviting everyone. Miss Matty, we've already got two questions over here, ma'am. The first one, okay, let us read here. The first one is actually, what is the impact for the students when their teacher build the PLN? Okay, it's actually from RE. Okay.
Actually, our PLN, the reason we build a PLN is because we have our students in mind. How can we bring better understanding to our students? How can we bring a classroom that is more joyful? Sometimes we see materials or things that are abstract to our students. How can we bring that knowledge into something meaningful? And that's where we need this PLN is for. When we have seen other people do what we have or have the same challenges, and they have ideas that we didn't think about, it's at that moment the impact is for our students, because of course we want our students to succeed. So when we see ideas that is great, then we try to bring it to our classroom, fine-tune it with is appropriate, like for their age or for their need, and the impact would be would be very significant to our students. Like I said before, when I did a project, actually one of my students was so into it that it became sort of like a personal commitment to her. And she hold that commitment and really succeed. I see. Pa Agung, back to you. I hope that answered the question for, is this Mr. or Miss R?
I'm not really sure about that one, man, because I got only initials, okay, in the profile pictures. It's only RE, but whoever it is it ma'am or is it sir? But hopefully that will answer your questions. And another thing, Miss Meti, and hold on there, Pak Yaakob, we'll get to you after this question, sir. Another question, Miss Meti, is actually from Miss Siti Amalia, okay? So how to handle colleges, okay? How to handle colleges who don't want to open the collaborations with other colleagues?
Who do not want to open collaborations.
Yes,
okay, we maybe if this colleague is something, a person that is close or close by to us, maybe we can do it like personally, or by just creating a community, a learning community within the school. And like I said, positive virus are contagious. So try to have a community where other people are engaged in. And I think those colleagues who first are have what do you call it? Have a grudge or is not open to collaboration might think otherwise. Might be, when the virus is spreading, inshallah, then everybody wants to be in the boat.
All right, then, ma'am. Okay, so I guess it's gonna be keep your positive signal, and the great environment will surround you, right, ma'am? All right. So, Ms. Meti, okay. Previously, I had Mr. Yaakob. Okay, I have Pak Yaakob raise his hand. So, Pak Yaakob, is it possible for you to show now, sir? It's okay. You can speak up now, sir. Pak Yaakob, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please do so, sir. Anything that you would like to share, sir?
Yeah. Actually, I have a tons of questions for the speaker. Thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. The first thing is what I have in my view is in this day in Indonesia we have tons of what we call it a choices. Like we have not only our local curriculum, we have so many choices. In West Java, in any area in Indonesia. So I learned a bit about our local curriculum. How do you think, in your view, regarding to our curriculum Merdeka, how we approach the students? Because again and again, curriculum itself, it's like a flexible things, and it grow up. So how do you handle all the teachers here as a long life learner?
Right answer.
Okay. Can you?
That's the first one. The second one is you mentioned your story. That's a beautiful story. You mentioned your students go abroad. And how about the teachers? Like if the teachers also want to develop their skills as a teachers, maybe there are regulation, and so one of us here can go abroad to other country. That will be wonderful.
Okay. I didn't actually get your first question. Is it about how the teachers can apply the curriculum Merdeka? Is it? Am I getting your question correct?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, let me just explain it here. So, Mr. Yaakob's questions is actually how to relate your materials about building professional learning network here to Indonesia current curriculum about the curriculum Merdeka and things. Okay, how do we relate this one, okay, to our current curriculum?
Okay, I think it is very related because Curriculum Merdeka is something actually quite something new and something transformative to our education system. We used to be, teachers used to be taught to directive to our students, but now they have to be able to reframe how they teach and make it, one is student-centered, and then also not just student-centered, but having the students be able to think and then being able to find something that like a problem in their surroundings to approach and then find a solution. I think that is something quite new to a lot of our educators. And by being able to connect to a professional learning network, then, like I said, we can see how other people are doing, and that can be put into practice into our classroom. And yeah, that something that is probably very challenging, not to every teachers, but I think to some teachers that is very challenging. And being able to connect with other educators who have their successes would open their mind and be able to find steps in replicating what is successful. I hope that answers your question. And the second question about the teachers. Well, I'm very fortunate to be able to be in an environment where everyone grows, not just the students, but also the teachers. And it's that environment of encouraging each other and being able to appreciate when someone succeeds, and when someone succeeds, it actually inspires other teachers to want to follow in that direction. I think that's what's happening in my school. So yes, we do have teachers who study abroad. We do have teachers who are very talented. We do have teachers who are in the beginning struggling, but then through their continuing development, they're getting better. So being able to be in an environment that is nurturing, I think that's key. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Yaakob.
Okay, so Mr. Yaakob, do you think that would be just enough, sir? Should you feel not satisfied with that one, sir? You can absolutely give more questions to our chat, sir. It's okay, sir. Do you think it's okay, sir? Or you have another questions that you're going to raise?
For the first one, yeah, I agree. But then,
okay then, sir. Truly
yes,
appreciate that one. Thank you very much, Mr. Yaakob. Okay, Pak Yaakob, thank you very much. Now, Ms. Meti, there are other questions. Okay, we got three other questions, but two I will just unite them because it's kind of similar. It's actually from Ms. Mary Effendi and also Ms. Bedah Jubaida. They're asking the same questions of how to develop our PLN, our professional learning network that we've built. But Ms. Mary Effendi focuses on the students mainly for junior high. And Ms. Beda is actually focusing more on general. How do we maintain this professional learning network that we've built?
Maintaining professional learning network by being connected, always connected, and always be willing to share. On the other hand, I think the key is we need to be aware that we have to grow, right? And we have to learn, and learning never stops. When that learning never stops is in our heart, then we won't ever want to let go of your learning network. And how do we maintain it? By keeping in touch, even though sometimes, yes, being a teacher sometimes can be very, what do you call it? I don't want to call it stressful, but very tiring, right? So I believe it's okay to slow down when you're tired, but it doesn't mean that you let go of your network. When you're tired, it's okay if you become a silent reader, you know, take time for yourself, make yourself feel good and energized again, and then go back to that learning network. But sometimes actually being in that network energizes us. And if we have emotional struggles that we feel, it's actually very easy to find support in other teachers by you know, talking about your feelings and asking what other teachers are doing when they feel that way. So how to maintain it is by always being connected. It doesn't mean that you have to be in a state of high or energized every time, because of course people have their ups and downs. Maintaining it is not letting go and always being part of that community. I think that would be my answer, Bu Beda. And to Bu Mary, to develop a learning network for students, well, it could be, well, educational learning network for educators is not only locally in the context of school-wise or face-to-face, but it's more like a global or a virtual learning network where you can connect to other educators through the internet, through social media and things like that. And developing a learning network for students, when you develop your own learning network by being a globally connected educator, then actually you're also connecting your students to other students, you know, with outside their school. And for them, being able to discuss or to talk about how they go about in one school and then discuss it in a student from another school, that is something that is significant. Just like what we feel, I think that is also happening to the students when they connect to other students outside their circle. Oh, maybe this is something that Pak Agung also have experience about.
What kind of experience were you talking about, ma'am? Okay, so I really hope that could actually answer Miss Beda and also Miss Mary's questions, right, ma'am? Okay, so we have another questions actually, Miss Mary. Okay, okay, we have another question which is actually from hold on a second. This one is actually from Pak Soleh. Okay, Salahuddin Alayubi. He's actually asking about how we can connect to inspiring community and how to stand there for a long time. I mean, we're talking about how to manage this one.
Okay, I will talk about my personal experience, Pak Soleh. The first time I learned about one of our teachers in this community, Pak Sopian, was actually in the year 2008. And I know about him through his blogs, through the projects that he collaborates in, not in person, right? And I find him so inspiring that I also try to find other projects that I can be part of. Not the same, but something that fits to my students. And then that was 2008. 2020, I think, right? 2020, I got to meet him in person. I mean, that is such a long time. And actually, during those times, 2008 and 2020, we didn't always connect. But, you know, when you have that network, sometimes like the quote, "It's a small world," really exists. How can we connect to inspiring community? Jump in, but Google and try to see something that interests you. And maybe we have failures. I have failures, but don't stop, right? One of my failures is I try to connect myself to the National Geographic Educators community. And they have a very, you know, a really good professional development for teachers. I tried like 3 times and couldn't stand from the first until the end. But that doesn't stop me in the future. And after being connected to the community, you really have a lot of resources that is available and really helps you. In the end, it helps your students.
All right then. Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Meti. And first of all, I would like to say sorry to Mr. Mary Effendi because I pronounced your name incorrectly, sir. Okay. So thank you very much as well. Okay, for the questions. And we're waiting actually for the other questions. Okay. I would also like to share with everyone that Ms. Meti is actually one of my professional learning networks, to be honest. Seriously. I mean, I know her. I know her personally. It's actually when I was in Bogor teaching at Sekolah Bogoraya. But the very first thing that we discussed at that time is actually about sharing ideas, switching ideas, right, ma'am? And just like what Ms. Meti informed all of us here, okay, we've never met in direct. We've never met in person. I haven't seen Ms. Meti in person. I haven't talked to Ms. Meti in person. The only thing that we talk personal is actually when I was in a global cellular school, but that is all. Okay, that was all, right, ma'am? It's not what we're meeting each other. But we keep asking each other. We keep getting in touch. Okay, switching ideas. Okay, sharing ideas, that kind of thing. Okay, so we got another questions again here, ma'am, from Mr. Yakub. Okay, from Pak Yakub. How are we able to compete with expat teachers? Okay, from other countries? And what is the red line for our professional learning network?
I think we don't have to compete. We just have to be what's that word?
Improve our competitive advantage?
No. Pede. I forgot in English. What is that word in English?
Mhm.
Percaya diri.
Self-confidence, I assume.
Yeah, I think we have to be confident with our self, and it's not about competing. It's about growing yourself to become a better person, to become a better educator, and I don't really get the question about the red line for our professional learning network.
Okay, Mr. Yaakob, could you please elaborate this kind of question, sir? Are you there, sir? Are you with us, Mr. Yaakob?
Yeah. I'm here. I'm
Yes.
here.
Okay, sir. Could you please elaborate, sir? What do you mean by these red line things? Are you
So-
talking about the difference, or are you talking about how to differ this one, or what?
What is the main important thing for us teachers this day? Because there are so many choices for Indonesian students to study Cambridge, for
Mhm.
example, and there are some teachers from other country based according to my experience as a sports teacher, and English is my second language.
Okay,
yeah.
there. Okay.
Then what is the punchline? What is the red line? What is the main thing according to your view about teachers development, teachers professional things?
Okay, copy that one. Mhm.
These days, as a school, we are very open for other expat teachers to come to Indonesia. So what do we have in mind for that? To improve our abilities, our things that we need to improve. Thank you.
Actually, I think the internet has made it very easy for us to find information and you're right. English is other language is important. I think that's actually one of the reasons TOT Jabar is doing this in English, so that we as teachers can also be more confident in ourselves by practicing English. That's one. And being able to learn from sources, not just in our language, is, for me, I think it's very beneficial. But that being said, we also have Google Translate. If going to sources that are not in our language is too difficult, it shouldn't be a stop, because there's always a way. When we have set ourselves to learn, there is a myriad of ways to being able to reach the goal. And about the expat teachers, well, like I said, when we grow ourselves, when we have confidence in ourselves, when we know that we're good and we can show our ability, I think it shouldn't be a problem. I'm not accustomed with schools that SPK schools, because I'm from a what do you call it? Sekolah negeri itu apa ya?
Oh, public school.
Public school, yeah.
Government public.
But so I really don't know about do they recruit teachers fairly, the position of expat and local teachers, that I don't know. But in my feeling, if we can show our ability, if we can show that we are as good as expats, I think we should be, you know, it should be good enough. It should be, what do you call? Yeah, I think you you get what I mean. It shouldn't be a problem when we can show and believe in ourselves.
All righty then. Okay, so Miss
Uh,
Mehdi. Okay, so I hope that has answered your curiosity about this one, Mr. Yoko. But just to add up, sir, just to add up, I'm actually coming from the school where most of the expatriates are also one of my colleagues there. So my school, Binatunas Bangsa, where I'm actually working now, we're actually consisting of many nationalities. Okay, there are Indians, there are also Filipinos, and there are also UKs. Okay, as you can see. So what I can give you as my personal experience here is actually instead of let's say ignoring all of those differences, instead of ignoring all of those networks or foreign networks that we haven't known earlier, why don't I just plunge into that one? Because once I got plunged into that one, okay, it'll make it easier for us to access everything that one. Even we can also improve our own development here, okay, because we got things that is not actually given in the formal talks, okay, but everything comes out when we talk informally with our friends, that kind of thing. I think that would be a good input for that one, and also for Miss Mehdi. Okay, so anyone else, ladies and gentlemen, sir, our fellow educators, should you have any more questions, okay, you are absolutely welcome to post your questions on the chat, or you're absolutely welcome, okay, to raise your hands and speak out. Thank you. Any other questions, everyone? Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, you're most welcome, Mr. Yakub. That's absolutely fine, sir. Okay. And also we got here, okay, from Hasanah Abdurrahman. Thank you, Pak Undu Siti Amala. Absolutely fine, ma'am. You're most welcome. That is absolutely the honor is absolutely ours. Any other questions, everyone? If we don't have any other questions, I think that we could actually end the meeting. Miss Mehdi, would that be okay, ma'am?
oh yeah.
Okay. Should you have any other closing speech or anything after this one, ma'am? Please do so, ma'am.
My closing speech would be, as being a teacher, it's definitely lifelong learning. When you stop learning, then you stop being able to prepare our students, and that is something that shouldn't be happening to us as teachers. Being connected to an environment where it is nurturing, where it is inspiring, where we can share not just where we can connect and share ideas. It's something that is very important, and as the saying goes, if we want to go far, let's go together. So being in a community, inshallah, we will go far, because we will have friends to support us when we're down. We will have friends to support us when we have problems. We can also help others, and by helping, that is also happiness in itself. I think that's my closing, Mr. Agung.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Okay, so we truly appreciate your sharing with us, ma'am, all of the informations, all of your experience, even all of your being able to answer all of the questions. So ladies and gentlemen, everyone, fellow educators, the very last thing that I would like to do is actually, first of all, I'd like to summarize everything that we need to build our professional learning network in order to improve our own competitive advantage and to be able to improve ourselves. And if Ms. Mehdi closed that one with a saying, I would also take two sayings, okay, to close my moderations today. The first one is actually, I took this. I took this one from the wallpaper of one of my colleagues. Okay, at the office. Okay, never stop learning. Okay, because life never stop teaching. That's actually the first one, and the next one, everyone. I think that will be all for me. I thank you so much. My name is Muhammad Agung Darlianto. I'll see you all in the next event, perhaps. Okay, and it's been such a lovely and wonderful evening to have this kind of discussions and webinar with all of you. Thank you very much. Good evening, and it's now back to Mr. Joko Stiono. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Ya, terima kasih. Luar biasa, aduh. Susah mengikuti.
Pak Joko, Pak Agung itu bahasa Inggrisnya itu udah kayak penyiar sepak bola kalau Liga Inggris itu loh, Pak.
Iya. Pak, jauh sekali, Pak. Sepak bola, Pak.
Saya dari tadi buka kamusnya bingung nih nggak kejar ya.
Luar biasa nih udah.
Luar biasa, iya. Hebat itu, hebat. Saya tadinya nyaksiin, wih, keren nih. Mantap lah nih, Pak Dali.
Ini bagaimana biar bisa menjadi seperti Pak Agung, nah ini yang jadi PR.
Yo pindah tuna bangsa, Pak. Tunas bangsa.
Makes perfect, Pak. Practice makes perfect.
Aduh. Jangan apa sampai pindah, Pak. Nggak enak nanti, Pak. Eksodus
Pak
semua
Agung.
nanti, Pak.
Ini Pak Agung.
Paksa keadaan, Pak, itu, Pak.
Tadi kan bahasa Inggris terus nih, nah, saya tertarik nih.
Yes, sir.
Bagaimana yang harus kita lakukan sehingga biar lancar seperti Pak Agung itu dalam berapa lama, terus apa yang harus kita lakukan, Pak Agung? Cerita nih, biar kita semangat nih.
Waduh, Pak. Well, to be honest, Pak, sebenarnya it's all about the practice, Pak. Itu aja. It's all about the practice. Tapi kalau saya pribadi sebenarnya you will feel comfortable when you feel comfortable getting angry. Tapi in English, that's actually the very first sign, okay, when you can actually master your English. Udah itu aja, Pak. Karena biasanya bahasa di luar kesadaran kita itu adalah bahasa dasar yang kita paling kuasai. Ketika kita nyaman marah tapi dengan bahasa yang asing, okay, that's actually the signs that you are been able to practice that one nicely, sir. Udah itu aja, sir. Tapi yang pasti ya jangan berhenti latih, itu aja, Pak. Thank you, sir.
Oke, thank you. Practice and practice, ya, more and more. Oke. Baik. Tadi sudah tutup, Pak Solodin. Barangkali mau menutup acara dengan doa, silakan, Pak Solodin. Oh, tidak.
Monggo, Pak Agung.
Baik. Luar biasa, Bapak Ibu. Hapunten abdi tetiasa bahasa Inggris ya. Mohon maaf nih, Inggris saya kurang bagus. Tetapi ingin sekali bagaimana I can speak English good gitu ya, like Mr. Agung. Nah, Oke, insya Allah semoga kita senantiasa semangat untuk belajar. Dan barangkali Bu Ari ada informasi, silakan.
Terima kasih. Thank you, Mr. Agung, Miss Meti. Untuk acara besok, minggu depan, hari Rabu, tetap kita akan ada materi yang cukup menarik. Dan semua diberikan di pengumumannya di link ya, di 3 grup TOT Jabar ya. Jadi kita sudah ada WA itu ada 3 grup yang cukup lengkap, cukup banyak. Dan saya mohon juga Bapak dan Ibu yang sekarang hadir di sini, mohon juga mengisi presensi karena setelah ini biasanya banyak sekali yang chatting ke kami ya, entah ke Pak Solahuddin, ke Bu Amel, ke saya atau Pak Joko minta link presensi. Jadi kita tidak akan melayani secara pribadi, akan mengisi lebih teliti. Mungkin tidak terkirimkan karena nomor HP-nya kadang-kadang salah mengisi nomornya ya. Tapi kita ada network ya tadi pentingnya untuk WA itu apa? Terima kasih, kami panitia mohon maaf kalau ada kekurangan, tapi ini tim kami kecil, ada Bu Amel, Pak Solahuddin, Pak Ridwan, dan Pak Joko dan saya sendiri. Lalu dibantu juga dengan tim dari Stickhouse. Ini ada Pak Jos ya, dengan ini sangat mensupport kita. Dan saya berharap rekan-rekan mungkin juga bisa mengisi form ya untuk bisa menjadi narasumber. Kita sudah ada yang sampai dengan bulan Maret tahun 2023. Nah, ini sangat luar biasa, TOT dengan sold out tahun ini sudah terpenuhi untuk semua narasumber 1 tahun.
Moderator Bu ya.
Dan moderatornya tinggal 3 lagi ya, 3
Siap.
lagi yang belum terisi. Jadi mohon, mungkin ada Pak Kamal di sini, langsung saya lamar ya, atau Pak Yakub, Mr. Yakub, Mr. Kamal,
Yes, Miss.
oke? Oke, siap ya untuk menjadi moderator ya. Ini langsung ya di satu lagi ya, berarti ya belum ya, kurang. Apa nih ya, langsung diminta ya. Oke, terima
Suara
kasih.
Ibu Ari
Saya
kecil
kembalikan lagi
jadinya.
kepada Pak Joko.
Ya, baik. Terima kasih. Demikian tadi the last session in this event, dan kita tutup bersama. Semoga kita tetap bersemangat ya dengan kita melihat tadi tampilan dari Bu Meti, Pak Agung yang luar biasa. Minimal kita ada semangat bagaimana kita bisa seperti itu. Nah, sehingga ketika kita punya semangat dan mau bercoba melatih, semoga kita meningkat dari skill bahasa Inggris kita. Karena skill bahasa Inggris ini sangat diperlukan kita sebagai guru mendidik anak agar bisa anak-anak kita, ketika kita nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, saya yakin di kelas nggak akan pernah pakai bahasa Inggris ya. Tapi kalau kita bahasa Inggris, minimal akan memotivasi anak-anak kita. Nah, yakin itu ya. Karena saya juga pernah jadi guru, walaupun sekarang sudah bukan guru lagi. Baik, sangat menginspirasi. Terima kasih Pak Agung dan Bu Meti. Dari saya sebagai host, mohon maaf yang besar-besarnya, dan kita tutup bersama dengan doa kafaratul majelis. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Seluruh tim mohon maaf dan selamat malam. Akhirul kalam, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Pemotretan mungkin Bu Ari.
Kita foto
Oh ya, silakan dipotret dulu.
Ibu Bapak sekalian, bagi yang masih dalam posisi siap untuk pemotretan, boleh di open kamera. Untuk yang udah siap-siap di tempat pembaringan, ya nggak apa-apa. Kita dokumentasikan ya pertemuan pada malam hari ini. Pak Jos mau gabung nggak Pak Jos?
Luar biasa, sibuk seperti itu masih bergabung
Aku
dari awal
udah
sampai akhir.
Siap.
panasan, Mbak.
Siap. Oke ya, Ibu Bapak sekalian di layar 1. Boleh? Masih ditunggu. 3, 2, 1. Oke, karena layar 2-nya tertutup semua, jadi enggak apa-apa, cukup. Siap, cukup.
Terima kasih sekali lagi untuk terkhusus Pak Jos ya yang selalu mensupport, dan TOT Jabar ini terselenggara berkat dengan kerjasama dari Stikom dengan IG dengan PTIT. Jadi ini adalah TOT yang menggabungkan semua, termasuk juga PGRI ya, ada PGRI, ada apapun juga bisa bergabung di TOT Jawa Barat. Kami tunggu kehadirannya untuk Rabu depan, dan selamat malam. Kita bisa tutup ya.
Ya.
Salam sehat.
Selamat malam.
Selamat malam teman-teman semua.
Selamat malam Bapak Ibu sekalian, sampai jumpa.
Selamat malam Bu Ari, Pak Agung.
Bu Amel, thank you so much. Oke.
Semuanya selamat malam, terima kasih.
Selamat malam.
Mr. Meti juga, terima kasih.
Thank you, Bu.
Terima kasih Bu Meti, Bu Ari.
Ya, silakan Bu Amel, ditutup.